in an age where Donald Trump and his administration is absolutely trying to drag us back to a Jim Crow segregationist era, we need someone who's willing to acknowledge that there's systemic racism in this country, but also work to fight against it. There are several battlefields currently relative to the fight against Donald Trump and fascism. And I always say our march toward fascism, but we're fully here now in the United States. Donald Trump shutting down agencies, disappearing not only immigrants and students who he disagrees with their opinions, he's actually detaining, arresting American citizens. It's a nightmare. Tourists are coming in and being thrown into jail for weeks at a time. Canadian tourists, German tourists. We're in a serious spot here. And one of the battlefields, it doesn't come at a federal level, but at state level. Mikie Sherrill right now, former guest on this program, is running for governor in a crowded field of Democrats, and she is polling away. And for my money, for whatever that's worth, she's the candidate who has what it takes not only to win this race against Jack Ciattarelli, whatever his name is, Ciattarelli, but also to battle Trump from the office of the governor of the state of New Jersey. And we need Janet Mills, the governor of Maine. We need strong governors in this fight against this administration. People who aren't going to cower, who aren't going to bend the knee, who aren't going to work with Donald Trump for the sake of getting along. We need people to stand for their constituents. And I believe that Mikie Sherrill is that. And the new poll shows that New Jerseyans that New Jerseyans, they largely agree with me too. This is from Emerson College Polling, May 2025, New Jersey polls. Sherrill and Ciattarelli, favorites for party nominations. A new Emerson College polling survey in New Jersey finds 28% of Democratic primary voters plan to support Representative Mikie Sherrill, while 11% respectively support these other candidates. Now, this is good news. For one, it is, first of all, not a foregone conclusion that the Democrat will win in New Jersey, especially in these uncertain political times. But if you're in New Jersey, picking sides is here. Now is the time. Because the other opponent in this race is Jack Ciattarelli. I don't know why I'm sticking on his name, but the same poll found that he is leading, and he is a dangerous character who headlined a Stop the Steal rally, who refused to even declare that Joe Biden had won the presidential election in 2020 until after the insurrection, until after public opinion was roundly in support of Joe Biden having won the election because of what they witnessed during the insurrection. It took him that long. This is what they say. A plurality of voters, 44%, support former 2021 gubernatorial candidate Jack Ciattarelli for the Republican nomination, while 8%, 8%, they support these other candidates. Now, this is an ad for Mikie Sherrill that I want to share with you, because really, in the waning days before this campaign ends, early June here, I think June 10th, is the election night in New Jersey. We're coming up on that. We're at the end of May here. We're talking about just 2 weeks or so away. It's time. And she released this ad, and I hope that it's getting through to the people in New Jersey, because we need every single person on deck fighting against fascism, fighting against the anti-democratic forces of the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. And we need someone strong and capable in the governor's office in New Jersey. Watch this ad from Mikie Sherrill.
MAGA's coming for New Jersey with Trump-endorsed Republican Jack Ciattarelli. Trump brags Ciattarelli is now 100% MAGA. We've got to stop him. With Democrat Mikie Sherrill, Navy helicopter pilot, federal prosecutor, mother of 4, drove a longtime Republican incumbent out of office. Now, Mikie has a plan.
To drive down costs so families can get ahead.
Including a crackdown on predatory landlords jacking up rent. Courage to fight. Strength to win. For governor, Democrat Mikie Sherrill.
And one of the reasons I like Mikie Sherrill is the fact that she is not one of these Democrats who demurs from, who shrinks from the responsibilities of leadership. In my interview with her, we talked about righting the wrongs of historic racism, systemic racism in this country. And in an age where Donald Trump and his administration is absolutely trying to drag us back to a Jim Crow segregationist era and history in our country, bring us back to that. We need someone who's willing to, at the very least, acknowledge that there's systemic racism in this country, but also work to fight against it. And that is not what we have with Jack Ciattarelli. Now, I listened to that ad again. I can say his name correctly, apparently. I'm going to read one paragraph about Jack Ciattarelli. At a time when the dividing line in the Republican Party was between those who still held some shred of loyalty to our democracy and those who embraced Donald Trump's attempted coup, Jack Ciattarelli stood with the Trumpers, the conspiracy theorists, and the QAnon believers, said New Jersey Democratic State Committee Executive Director Sally Avondale. I think that is what the DSC is. Ciattarelli's lack of leadership and refusal to tell the truth have marked his candidacy from the start as wrong for New Jersey. And this Jack Ciattarelli is thick as thieves with Donald Trump, endorsed by Donald Trump, tons of photos with Donald Trump, speaking at a rally with Stop the Steal signs being held up behind him, denying the free and fair, settled American election that took place in 2020. We need better. We should expect better. We deserve better from our leaders than Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. If you're in New Jersey, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below in the comment section. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I'll see you next time. You can follow me on social media. I am not on the Nazi Twitter, but everywhere else, I am pretty active. Blue Sky especially, @Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. Many of you are aware that my dear friend and brother of choice, not of blood, Brett McAfee, suffered a near-fatal medical emergency last summer while our families were on vacation in Scotland. I appreciate to no end the outpouring of support for Brett that you all gave. And I'm also very happy to report that he is safe and healing and working that long path of recovery. What I've probably not told you about Brett is that beyond being an excellent friend, he's also a talented writer. We have been the best of friends since we were kids, and I have been continually inspired by his creativity and by the truly singular take that he has on life. Over 2 decades ago, he wrote a poem called The Grateful Child. It's an acknowledgement of all the simple strengths that we tend to overlook. Written from the perspective of a young person, multiple grateful children express gratitude to their parents for the elements that make them who they are. The accounting of these everyday gifts inspires a clear reminder that we should not take anything for granted. I've shared Brett's remarkable poem with numerous people over the years, and a reoccurring response is that this should be a book. Well, we finally decided to listen to those people. The Grateful Child is not only a children's book for adults in your life, it's also an adult's book for children in your life. Everyone will appreciate its straightforward yet elegant celebration of life's little endowments. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code and order your copy or copies today. But this being an illustrated book, we could not survive on the words alone. To pair with Brett's touching words, we searched all over for an illustrator who could bring the Grateful Child to visual life. We landed on somebody right here in the community from this show. Leah Farshid is an internationally acclaimed illustrator who, like you, is also an audience member. The moment we saw the first images that Leah drew to accompany Brett's text, we knew we had a perfect combination. It brings me tremendous joy to share my best friend's beautiful poem and Leah's spectacular images with the world. Everyone can benefit from The Grateful Child, just as I benefit from Brett's lifelong friendship. Share this beautiful book with your children. Share it with your parents or other relatives. The Grateful Child is an easy and exceptional way to show appreciation for someone in your life, young or old. Support someone you love and support this channel by giving The Grateful Child. Click the link below to pre-order now or simply scan this QR code. I am pretty sure your children need a copy. And your mom, your nieces and your nephews, your Grandpa Charlie too. Don't forget Grandpa Charlie. I think he'd love this. Make The Grateful Child a part of your life. It has been such an excellent part of mine.